Well, it's the start of a new year, and many of us like to make resolutions for positive change in our lives. One nonprofit in the heart of Denver has been helping changing lives for more than 30 years. Step 13 is a positive example of how programs can really work to move men from addiction to becoming productive citizens. Paul Scudo, he's the executive director of Step 13, explains how work is a powerful remedy for addiction. Good to see you, Paul.
Thank you so much for having me.
First, talk about how Step 13 was started.
Step 13 was founded in 1983 in Lodo, before Lodo was the nice, exciting, enjoyable place it is today. It was the Bowery, so to speak, and they wanted to have a place where men who were suffering from the disease of addiction, who were homelessness, unemployed, could have a place to go and rebuild their lives.
Okay.
And 33 years later, it's still going.
Doing a wonderful job, I might add also. You help men at what age?
So the minimum age of a gentleman will admit is 21 years old, but we have them up to 63. As long as an individual is willing and capable of working and fulfilling the criteria of the program, we would welcome someone of any age.
What's the main focus?
The main focus is addiction recovery, employment, and self-sufficiency. It's rebuilding an individual's lives with the ultimate goal of reintegrating back into society as a contributing and productive member of a community.
So explain how Step 13 is different from other addiction centers or maybe homeless shelters.
That's a great question. Our program is focused around accountability. It's not just addiction treatment, it's not just work skills, it's a combination of having an individual take personal responsibility for themselves and build a foundation in recovery, obtain full-time tax-paying employment, and rebuild those life skills so that they can go out and be self-sufficient.
Very nice. And if you'd like to find out more, you can go to their website. It's at the bottom of the screen, step13.org, or please pick up the phone and call 303-295-7837. Over the last several years, has our homeless population changed here in Denver?
Yeah, we've actually seen an increase in the homeless population. And that comes about in part as a result of the legalization of marijuana. A lot of younger folks look to Colorado as the Mecca where they can come and smoke pot legally. And then they get here and realize that the cost of living is a little bit more than they had hoped. The jobs that they're able to find maybe don't meet that cost of living.
So they end up homeless.
They end up on the street where they're exposed to worse, more addictive drugs, and they start that cycle of addiction.
And Paul, what are the requirements for men entering the Step 13 program?
Well, as we mentioned, you have to be willing and able to work full-time.
Okay.
Being that we're not a clinical treatment facility, we can't have folks with major physical or mental health illnesses. We will refer them to organizations that can help them. A major tenet of our program is that you cannot be on any third-party or government financial assistance.
Okay.
This is about self-sufficiency. We have a wonderful program, a partnership with Goodwill Industries that has a dedicated career center in our facility with a full-time career counselor. That individual works with the men when they come into our facility to relearn some job skills, put together a cover letter, resume, take classes around how employment affects my recovery, and get them full-time work.
You mentioned classes. What types of classes are offered for the men?
A wide variety. Within the employment portion, it's about resume creation, interviewing workshops, how addiction affects my recovery, those sort of things. 95% of our men obtain full-time, tax-paying jobs within the first 2 weeks they're there. 99% of them obtain full-time work within a month. To answer your question about other classes, we have a broad range of addiction recovery groups and classes, education, but also those life skills things that have to do with nutrition, physical health, family restoration, how to have healthy recreational and social activities.
A lot of great things are happening at Step 13. Thank you for giving us a sneak peek and continued success.
Thank you very much for having us.
You can support the work of Step 13 by hiring one of the men in the program. Step 13 also accepts financial, vehicle, and clothes donations. The entire wish list and ways to volunteer are online. Go to their website, step13.org, or you can call 303-295-7837.